Welcome to the Lead with Your Soul podcast. I'm Michelle Wright, your host and fellow traveler on this journey of self-discovery. This podcast is designed for women navigating life transitions and yearning to embrace their true selves. I'll be sharing my personal journey from navigating the complexities of divorce and blending families to reshaping my career to something that resonates with my soul. With 3 decades as a teacher and mentor, I'm here to share insights, heartfelt stories, and practical strategies. Together, we'll explore how to cultivate self-love and create the vibrant, fulfilling life you deserve. Join me each week as we dive deep into the art of living authentically.
Welcome to the Lead with Your Soul podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Wright, and I'm so glad you're here. Today, we have our October Messages for Your Soul. So I hope that you're ready. Grab a journal, grab a cup of tea, or whatever drink you want, and just settle in. Like all my readings, this is a conversation between myself, the cards, my intuition, and yourself and your intuition. And to start off, we're going to be calling in our guides. So wherever you are, and if it's safe, just close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. Releasing all that does not serve you. Breathing in and out. Just settling your energy, grounding into Mother Earth, and just relaxing. I'm setting the intention that we're going to call in our spirit team. So for me, that means angels. It means spirit, universe, God, whatever you call that, creator. Calling in my ancestors, calling in my spirit guides, calling in my loved ones in spirit that are here to support me. And I set the intention as we're breathing in and out that this reading provides healing, and this reading provides insight for our highest potential. And we just get flashes of clarity and a deeper understanding of our journeys. And I'm now going to turn the camera over so that you can see my beautiful cards. And I pull some of these cards earlier. So I pull 3 that are going to be our overall for this month of October. And the first one is variable. And this is our Indigenous deck from Mel Brown from Australia. And you read it so that you see this, the bottom first, and it's variable. And so it means that things are still moving, things are still adjusting. We just finished a very karmic set of eclipses. We had the lunar eclipse and then the on the 7th and the solar eclipse on the 21st. And we're coming out of that. So there's still some variable energy that is around us as we continue to surrender to the changes, the karmic changes that have come into our lives, and we begin to understand what that means for us. And we have these beautiful soul cards. Oh, and I just love this. So I see this as an angel, and I see it as ourselves just shining. And this angel has their arms just around us, guiding us. Could be a spirit guide if you feel it's that. And what they're doing with that, their arms around us, is really helping us just begin to shine our light, really understand the alignment as we become more aligned, what's in our highest potential, as we become more aligned, what is authentic for us, we find that we're leaning into joy, gratitude, those elevated emotions. And that's a huge piece. And for me, it's a choice. I've really recognized the energy that has been in the solar eclipses has been quite crunchy. There's also some different things happening in my life that is just creating some just some challenges. And yet you can look at these challenges instead of it's happening to me. It's happening to me. My mentor, Christy Yale, that I'm working with, This Sacred Life, she's absolutely amazing. And she often talks about actually it's happening for you. And every time a trigger comes, she's, Michelle, don't waste a trigger. Don't waste a trigger. I just love that saying. And now I'm using it as part of what I'm saying. Don't waste a trigger. So as I become in alignment and the triggers are helping me recognize where maybe I have to do some inner child work and I have to just help this younger version of myself that didn't feel like they belonged, that they didn't feel like they were connected. That's been some of my work that I've had to heal. And what you do in inner child work is you really take yourself and those memories and that voice of that child. And now, with everything that I know as a parent, as an emerging human that is spiraling towards healthy growth, is I speak to me and that younger version. And I really begin to talk and allow myself to understand that I'm safe, allow myself that it's what I need to heal and really listen and give myself the love and care that perhaps I didn't get at that time. And so that's what this is also about for me. And also for me, this is about being able to be seen, allowing my light to be fully revealed and to be fully and authentically myself. And that's been a challenge for me, and I can see that. And so, what does it look like for everyone else as you're having these shifts that came with these eclipses? What are some of the shifts that are starting to allow your light to shine, your authentic self to be revealed? Where is it? And what does it look like for you? And our number is 11, individuality. An interesting number 11 is a master number, and it also is 2, which is in relationship. So, as much as 11 is individuality, it's also about relationship. It's that individuality of who you are, an individual in this collective, an individual in your family, in your relationship. What is it that you're personally going through? And what does that do to the relationships with those around you, with the relationship with yourself? As I said, could be your inner child that you're working with. It could be the future self that you're working with, that you're trying to create and manifest something in your life, knowing that you're worthy of great things and authentic and beautiful things to come to you. And what does that look like for you? And often I have found in my work is that when we look at individuality, not only what does this mean for you as just a unique soul, it's also recognizing that just being the existence of this unique soul, you have the right to happiness, joy, abundance, love, all of these good things. And it's interesting because individually coming and recognizing our worthiness to receive is a continuous theme that's been coming up. And I'm not sure if that's where you are. I don't know if it's putting your hand on your heart and really saying, I deserve to receive, and I easily receive the abundance. And you just put your hand on your heart and you allow your heart space to open and just receive the love from the universe, from your spirit team, your loved ones in spirit, and just surrender and do that trust fall right into their cosmic arms. Because that's what this is as we move and shift and spiral and grow, which is a continuous pattern that we're doing all of the time. How are you doing that individually and as we go into the two in relationship with yourself, with those around you, and the whole collective? And I'm going to start pulling from the Light Seer Tarot. And this line is, what energy are we bringing in from September? And so, as I said, September for me was quite crunchy. There was a lot of movement. We moved back home. We're not at the cabin anymore. So we're back home in our beautiful Alberta town. And we're here. And so, what energy is coming with us? What energy? So we have the Queen of Wands, we have the Moon, and we have the Five of Cups. So first of all, whenever you're doing a reading with tarot, some people read with reversals and some people do not. It is all up to you. Once again, you take what resonates and you leave the rest. You figure out what fits and speaks with your own soul. And the same is for reversals. So for me, what reversals mean are that I'm just listening and I'm just intuitively going, is the Queen of Wands, because this is the card that was chosen. Is the energy of the Queen of Wands coming in, going out, or being blocked? And I see the Queen of Wands coming in. And this is where, for me, it ties perfectly with this card, this light coming out. And the Queen of Wands, Wands is the suit of fire, creativity, passion. And this is about that light within. And this queen, oh, she has it just so much. You can see all the light around her, and you can see the light that she's just mastering, the own light within her own soul. And so it's, what are you bringing from the crunchiness of September? It's getting me to say, what are we bringing forward? What are the good things? What are those elevated emotions of gratitude, joy, and thankfulness that are coming with us? And I have to tell you, I had such a beautiful summer. I had beautiful connections with so many people, and that's a blessing. I had an opportunity to be with the elders in our family and really honor them and connect with them and love them. And for myself, I'm working on my business. I'm really working at doing readings and doing the Reclaiming You divorce workshops. And this is what I'm doing. And I'm finding that light. I'm finding how to serve. So what is your light? What is your light from September that you're bringing in and that continues to guide you, that continues to move you? And now we have the Moon. And this card is also in protection. The Moon, 18, Major Arcana, is in protection. And the Moon is about illusion, and it's about not seeing everything clearly. And for me, I see this waning. So this energy is going away. There's been a lot of energy that I didn't understand throughout the eclipses. Big fiery energy in my body, in my soul. I could feel it. I don't know if you could feel that. And it was challenging, and I didn't always know what was going on. But that's where it's looking at, we have these two wolves. It's the idea of the two dragons. What is it that you are feeding? Are you feeding your fears? Are you feeding your hopes? What are you surrendering to? Surrendering to trust and joy? Are you surrendering to knowing, or are you surrendering to, this is really worrisome, I don't understand what's going on, I can't control it? And that for me was the triggers that I'm talking about. And I had to say, okay, I can't waste these triggers. And so I really had to consciously choose to surrender into trust and say, isn't this interesting that I am responding in this way? Isn't this interesting? And I would be breathing and I would be coming back to my heart space. And I would just be recognizing what I just needed to release and let go. Because what I wanted to bring in through the eclipse was the light. I wanted to bring in a higher version of myself, that highest potential. And I did a lot of journaling. I would pull cards. I would walk in nature and just look at what kind of synchronistic signs were coming to me. And we talk about that a lot, right? When you see a deer is a deer, when you see a deer. And yet, if you're in meditation and you're walking and you're talking with your spirit team and you see a deer, for me, that's a synchronistic sign. And I figure out, okay, what is the spiritual meaning of that deer? What does it mean for me? And so I look up the spiritual meaning and then I lean into my own soul, my own intuition. And I recognize, this is the meaning that I'm getting in it for me. And I had that so a lot this summer. And that's where I would make those choices. What are these messages that are coming for me? And then we have the Five of Cups. So in the Five of Cups, we have all these cups that are just spilled, swirling down. And she has one cup over here. And that cup is filled with magic and joy. And it's very similar to here because this Five of Cups, cups is the suit of water, relationship, intuition, emotions. And it's saying you could spend all your time in victim mode looking at the empty cups and what you do not have. Or you could just turn your gaze ever so slightly and look at this full cup beside you, full of magic, full of light. And that's that choice, that huge, powerful choice of what do you want to create in this life? The energy that we hold. Judy Poole, she talks a lot about that. She's on YouTube, does lots of cards, and she talks a lot about that because she talks about the energy manifestation. You are what you call in. So if you're really spending all of your time just feeling bad, feeling worried, feeling anxious, then what happens is that you bring that in. That's what you're calling in. And so you have to take the time to breathe. Find some somatic practices that would help you. Just Google that. How do you get into your body? How do you calm your body? There's yoga, there's beautiful breathing practices you can use. There's guided meditations, and I've used all of them. And they're an important piece for me to come into my body and relax. Because one of the things, as things are changing, the truth of it is, as we change, our nervous system, even if it is good change, is going haywire because our nervous system, our ego is just set up to keep us alive. And so any change, even if it's good change, is alarming because until that good change starts, then become normal, there's just alert. So your nervous system is also just responding. Even as you change looking at the good things, it's saying, oh my God, what do you mean looking at the good things? What do you mean be calm? Nope, we need chaos. We need chaos. And I've had to really, I would say, restrain myself. I've had to really bring in practices. Oh, here's another trigger. Be curious about it. Do not be judgmental. Just be curious and go, isn't that interesting that this is coming up again? Putting my hand on my heart, saying, okay, Michelle, I love you. Let's talk. Let's think about what is this about? And I reach out to my mentor. I reach out to my friends. I talk with my beautiful husband and just say, okay, this is where I'm just needing some help today. And now we have Colette Baron Reed, her animal spirit deck, and we have grasshopper spirit. Take a leap of faith. Oh, how true and how beautiful from this karmic energy. Looking, we don't know what's happening, but you have to take a leap of faith. You have to decide to move towards the light. You have to decide to create a life of abundance and know it's coming. And the challenge is that we have to actually vibrate at that level, full of abundance, full of love, full of joy, even before it comes. It is the leap of faith. So for you, what does that mean from September? What are you bringing in? What do you need that you need to bring in faith, knowing it's going to happen as you hit into October? beautiful and powerful reading because there's so many places that we can control it. Also a bit of a warning because there's so many places that we could feed the dragon of anxiety, that we could be looking at things that are empty. So just recognizing that for yourself. I love that because I call it my locus of control. The locus of control is me. I have control over my thinking. I have control over my breathing. I have control over my journaling and processing my emotions. So I take those opportunities and I use that in. And that's where, once again, if you need more insight and you want to have the sacred conversation with me, just go online. I'll put the link below and book a reading one-on-one. And then we can look at what this means for you specifically. And I do say conversation because it's an important piece for me. I'm not here to say this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Just as I'm answering these questions when I'm looking at the cards, I would ask the same questions if you were in front of me. So where are you feeding the dragon? What is happening in your life where you're looking towards abundance, joy, and happiness? What's happening in your life where you're feeding the dragon with fear and anxiety and worry? And what can you do to change it? That's what the sacred conversation looks like and sounds like. We have the Wild Reflections Tarot. And here we're going to look at, in this row, we look at what are the challenges that are coming. And I see challenges as opportunities. They're like the triggers, opportunities for us to grow. They point out an area that we can heal, release, and move forward because we're stuck in it. And so we need to be curious about it and going, okay, isn't that interesting? I thought I was okay there, but now I need to move forward in that area. So we have the 8 of Cups that came up. We have the 10 of Wands that came up. And we have the Wheel of Fortune, and that is coming up in protection. So let's look at the 8 of Cups. So the 8 of Cups is about all these cups are empty. It's about a finishing. Cups is about water, relationships. So there is something that we need to walk away from, let go of, because we need to move into a different course in our life. So as I said, we're moving. We want the Queen of Wands to come in. I want this light. So I have to walk away from something else, another practice. And it might be a practice of procrastination. I can tell you these are some of mine. Practice of procrastination. I just have such a hard time getting on my Instagram and doing my stories and my reels. And it's important, though, to go and talk about this work and talk about this and help teach people. And I need to do that. And the 8 of Cups is to walk away from procrastination. Walk away from the comfortableness and actually do what you know is going to light you up. Do what is going to make me an individual. And another area on a personal level, starting to really work out, get these muscles. As a woman in menopause, I have to tell you, Dr. Stacy Sims and Dr. Vonda Wright, I'm really listening to them and the importance of women weight training and the importance of building muscle mass because it's going to help us. It's going to help our brains, it helps our hormones. And so the 8 of Cups is to move away from living a life that is really super easy, because easy is now, but I want to have a really long health span. So if I want a long health span, that means that I want to create that light and abundance until I'm 80, 90, 100. I want to be walking, laughing, making love, doing all of these beautiful things. So I need to walk away from comfort at times. 10 of Wands. This is going to take work. 10 of Wands. Wands is, once again, about fire, creativity, passion. And the 10 of Wands, he's in a field, he's really working, and there's lots of work, but it is coming to an end. But it is recognizing that what you want to create in this life comes through choices, just like up here. It comes through that every step, that every choice. So when I have a trigger, I need to pull cards. I need to ground, might even need to meditate. And then I need to journal. Journal is how I process. I find it just helps my throat chakra. Our throat chakra just allows us to speak our truth. And whether we do that by speaking out loud or we do that by just writing it in a journal, it's still using your throat chakra. And it's a lot of work. I find healing, evolving, expanding is a lot of work. There's a lot of joy that comes with it. I look at the sunsets like in the morning. I just love the sunsets in the around the equinox season, and it's just beautiful. We have the spring equinox and the fall equinox, and just where the sun is in the sky up here in the northern hemisphere, it is amazing sunrises in the morning. And you can just look at that and just lean into that gorgeous sky. And those are the choices of looking at what is bringing you joy. But it's still hard work to do that. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is a major arcana card. And the Wheel of Fortune is often the fate. So what is the fate coming in? And once this card was in protection, I see this card as coming in as a choice. When I read this card, I read it as it's not so much fate. So you could have life just happen to you, or it's destiny. And for me, I choose destiny. Destiny is about making choices to create your highest potential. It's about listening to your soul. It's about doing all this hard work so that you can get closer to your soul's purpose, your soul's joy, your authentic way of living in this world, your authentic voice. What does that sound like? And actually look in the mirror and say your name. And look at yourself and say, I love you, every part of you. I love your body. I love your mind. I love your soul. I love your spirit. I love the way you help others. I love the way you help yourself. I love the way you keep boundaries. I love the way you serve those around you. I love the way you serve yourself. I love the way you bring in abundance. I love the way you easily receive it. I love the way you're generous with your words of kindness, generous with your thoughts, with your learning, your wisdom. This is Louise Hay's work on mirror work. If when you do that and you go in the mirror and you look at yourself and you cry, and in my lifetime, I have cried deeply. And I just didn't know how to look at that person and love them. Start working with Louise Hay's work. Start finding a way to really peel your gifts, your talents, and the ways that you're awesome. And our Judith Orloff card, Surrender to Divine Timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough, according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. And so when you're creating your destiny, sometimes we don't know. We're taking the leap of faith up here. We have to trust and surrender that we have our spirit team behind us and that we are moving forward in the way that we need. And we have to trust that each step that we take is bringing us closer. And even each step that we fall back, we have to be compassionate and say, don't worry, all is not lost. We still have this. And now I have the Cosmic Tarot by Ethany. And this is, what are the gifts that are coming in for us? We have the Ace of Cups in protection. We have the Eight of Pentacles in protection, not it upright. And we have the moon again. Interesting. So 2 times we're getting the moon, and it's also in protection. So we have the Ace of Cups. I see this coming in. Oh, sorry. Page of Cups. My old eyes. This is the Page of Cups. This is that joy. I see this energy is coming in. Cups is energy, is the water energy. And when we have the page is that of the court suits, it's that beginning energy. It's that curious energy. It's that playful. And so as you're starting new things, the gift that Spirit's giving you is to start really exploring the variable, your individuality. And what that means is you connect with others. Start playing. Start really looking. Where is your happiness? Where is your joy? What lights you up? Start playing and exploring your emotions. And if you do have emotions that bring you down, listen to them. Write them down, process them, hold yourself, and then release and move towards what you're trying to create in your life. The other gift is the Eight of Pentacles. This is really about understanding and working your craft. So whatever you've been working on, whatever has been going on for you, and you're trying to create this month, the gift is it's going to be easier for you. There's not as much crunchy energy. So just put your nose down, butt up, and just dig in deep, because you're going to have some really strong momentum in October. So really start working with what you're trying to create and stay focused. Stay focused on what you want. And we do have that moon again. And I continue to see it as energy that is the disillusionment is clearing up. So this energy is going away because you're able to understand what you're creating, and you're working really hard at bringing that together for yourself. And so it's not as much of a mystery. It's very clear what you're looking to create in your life. And we have Asha Frost's medicine, the cosmic weaver, potency. It's calling us to be the cosmic weaver. It's recognizing that each of us is a powerful light in this collective, that as we light ourselves up, as we do our own work, as we create to our highest potential and align our inner compass to our soul purpose and what brings us authentically happy and joy, we actually start to heal all directions of the universe. We heal all timelines in our own lineage. We also ripple throughout this collective. And I think that's where it's important to recognize your inner work has a profound effect on the world. So the more that you come into light and love and rightness, actually, the more you're able to give into the world. And that is a beautiful soul purpose. Gives me chills because it's so true. This work sometimes we feel can be very selfish, and we're like, wow, this is all about me. And yet the healing to really understand yourself becomes so much more as you move along in your healing to the collective. So as much as it's about you, it's about sharing. And the more we fill our own cup, we actually just are overflowing with love, joy, and happiness and generosity for others. Our next line is, what is it, our next right actions, or like really important that we know as we move into this month? We have the Eight of Pentacles. That means we got to be working. And we have the 14 Temperance, Major Arcana, and we have the Nine of Cups. As I said, the Eight of Pentacles again. So this is Jamie Sawyer's Out of Hand Tarot. We have the Eight of Pentacles again. So it's saying we really have to do the work. October is a beautiful month for deep work. So what are your goals personally to get to your highest potential? What is it that you're trying to work on? Work on it. And 14 Temperance. This is that cosmic karmic balance, a divine balance. So this is an angel and pouring two cups, often either in holding two different parts of us. So it's the soul and it's the body. So having balance in the soul and the body. It's the balance of our mind and our soul. It's creating a balance so that one is not driving the other, but they're working together. So our mind, we're using our mind to help us because it can be powerful to help move us forward as we sink deeper into meditation, as we release ourselves. But we need to stay grounded. We're here on earth, so we can't only stay in that higher mind. We have to be on earth and we have to work here at earth and be 3D and make changes in this 3D world. And so that's where it's talking about that divine balance. So what does that mean for you this month? Finding that. And the Nine of Cups is celebration. Celebration. It is so good. You've been working hard and you're making these cups and it's going well. So make sure you take time to celebrate what is good. Make sure you take time to see the joy, to not only work hard, but reap the fruits of your labor. That's a huge piece and also fits for harvest. And from Alana Fairchild, The Sacred Rebel, inner trust. So most importantly, you need to trust yourself. This inner compass that you're working at, if that's what you're working at, and if you're not, maybe you need to begin to. You need to start really looking at trusting yourself, your inner compass, your soul. How does it listen? What does it sound like? What is your body like when it's in alignment? Very powerful. And now just some overall cards. I have Megan Watterson's Divine Feminine. And we have Lilith, the first woman. I am the voice of my body and soul. I choose the life that I desire to live. Individuality, screaming with that card in a beautiful way. Yes. So where can you say that when you say that in the mirror? I am the voice of my body and soul, and I choose the life that I desire to live. And if you don't feel you're living in your choices, where do you need to change those so that you are in alignment with your choices? Because you have that opportunity. That's yours to choose. It is yours to create this life. And we have Elder Muskrat, believe in yourself. They're giving you so many beautiful messages. They're talking to us. Our spirit team is talking to us. They're saying to us, we are here. Listen to us. So listen to your heart, listen to your soul, and make those choices. And then finally, our Kuan Yin. Change is in the air. Sometimes we take things for granted and forget to stop and realize how incredible the ordinary things can be. Growth does often seem improbable, yet it happens every day in many ways. So too is something growing in your life that seems at the moment unlikely or impossible, yet it will happen anyway. Have faith, trust your feelings, and relax. Change is in the air. Well, my beautiful souls, I hope you enjoyed this amazing reading. I'm going to be in Cochrane doing readings live at the Wellness Expo, and that is October 19th and 20th, that weekend. And yes, help a girl out. Like this, subscribe, give me some ratings. I really appreciate that. That's such a kind way. And I am hoping that this month, all of this work will continue to bring you closer to your highest potential, your healing, and your greatest joy and authenticity. Until next time, keep leading with your soul.
That wraps up another episode of the Lead with Your Soul podcast. I'm so grateful you chose to spend this time with me. As you navigate your own life transitions, remember to be gentle with yourself and embrace the journey. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe and share it with others who might benefit. Join me next week for more insights and inspiration. Until next time, keep leading with your soul.